What's poppin' YouTube? Back at it again, man. Welcome back, y'all. It's probably gonna be one of the realest videos I ever made, man. Make sure y'all comment, like, and subscribe before we get into today's video. Let's get into it. Y'all read the title, man. Good just isn't good enough. And I'm gonna explain why. Good guys, nice guys, they have a train of thought that's counterproductive towards the ultimate goal. For example, most good guys is always on a solution orientated mindset. So if there's a problem, if there's an issue, we usually go out our ways to fix it because that's typically how we're wired as men. You feel me? Like we're very, you know, uh, self-efficient. You feel me? And we like to be productive and just proactive on things. We like to be ahead of it and in the front of it. Most circumstances, that is the right mindset. But when dealing with females, why good isn't good enough, it's either one or two things: issues, problems. Issues don't have solutions, but problems do. Yeah, problems have solutions. In certain situations, if you pay close attention, sometimes you gotta let your silence speak for itself. You gotta let your silence fill in the blanks in which she needs to understand. Simply words, because sometimes it could be counterproductive. Trying to assert yourself in a situation that may needs to just sort itself out on its own. You feel me? You may not even need to do anything to it, but us thinking like, all right, well, we always gotta have things on the positive as quick as possible. You don't allow things to manifest and work its way into what it's supposed to be, whether it's going to be something or it's not naturally. You feel me? We tend to have a way of forcing things just because we like to see things in the most, on the up and up in the most efficient fashion. You know what I mean? So another reason why good isn't good enough, man. It goes back to the same thing, the thought process, the mindset. Um, Validating, kissing, hugging, all this emotional stuff, it has its place, but it's not in the forefront of how you're supposed to, interact with your female. Feel me? Objectivity has to come before subjectivity. And I feel like no orientates around objectivity. Then yes, because when you say yes, things can tend to waver on what kind of yes it is. There's not very many variations of what a no. And no can be subjective in a sense, but I feel like it's more closer to objectivity than what yes is. No. Okay. So now that we got that squared out the way, the other reason why good just ain't good enough, man. Women are programmed, and I'm not saying all, but it is quite a few that has to be a wow factor. They're wired to be happy, and life doesn't always equate happiness, even though if it's a positive, coming out of whatever emotion that follows behind it. Women are sometimes programmed through happiness. So if there's no wow factor, you don't walk up to a chick and she doesn't instantly having butterflies just because of your dominant assertive approach, and it just comes off as a casual, regular conversation, she's probably not going to have too much to walk away with, or too much to stand on, or too much to remember. And she should, because it's not about how it comes, it's the context in which the information is. But they're not worried about the information, not right off the bat. They're worried about instantaneous chemistry. Is it a vibe right off the bat? Am I feeling him right now? Is the butterflies there? You feel me? And I feel like that's where a lot of guys fall short, because they either be too nervous, too timid, overthinking, underthinking. They're not on par and squared in to how their mentality is supposed to be when they're approaching and interacting with females, because maybe they got denied the last 3 times and that's weighing on their conscience, so they made it think this fourth time going to possibly end up like, you gotta have a short-term memory when it comes down to that. You feel me? Especially when you've had a certain success with women, you feel me? you gotta not live in the moment. You always gotta go back to where things were in a certain way. You feel me? And draw from that. You feel me? To kind of get a good indication of maybe things you are or not doing. You feel me? So that being said, that's why I just say good isn't good enough, man. It's good, man, but sometimes they don't get good results, quote unquote. They get subpar, or average, or normal, or mediocre. You feel me? And sometimes women can associate good with mediocre, or average, or basic, or regular. You feel me? It's messed up, but you have to be the best you, exceeding all expectations. You feel me? This be the very best you to get the maximum results, and sometimes those maximum results are more than what you even signed up for. You feel me? That's just how I go sometimes. When you put in the work and everything of that sort. So, with that being said, thanks for watching. I'm gonna be back at it with another video. I'm about it.